Hey all, this is Xenoxis, and this is going to be the Game of the Year show for the Game of the Year Awards show for 2024. Today is the 28th of December 2024, and we had to redo things because I removed most of the stuff on the PC. I had to do stuff that, which was kind of like an impulse thing that I did, which, is very bad, yeah, it's actually really bad that had to happen and stuff that, meaning I lost all the text files and stuff that, and all the previous stuff that I recorded and stuff that, so yeah, very bad. So I'm gonna read from the text here and stuff that. I have written down actually who the winners are in each of the categories and stuff that. So hey all, this is Xenoxis. We have to redo everything since last week. I did something very impulsive, deleting the majority of the stuff on the PC. Well, I did try and put back the computer to an older restore point. All of F hard drive was still empty, and after that I tried another restore point which messed up the computer completely. It could not even boot properly, and I had to go inside BIOS and fix things. Trying to repair it, it took several hours for it only to kind of fail eventually. I stopped the rollback that I'd first selected, so I went back basically to before I did any of those resets and stuff that to make things work fine again. Because of this I lost all the recording videos and all the text files I'd done, meaning I'm going to have to do a different Game of the Year Awards show for 2024. So let's begin, shall we? I've written down the winners ahead of time, also way less categories than it was going to be like 23, 24 categories initially. A lot less now. Do we have any water left, by the way? But we should be fine probably without the water, considering how few categories there are. So category 1, best ongoing games. For some of these categories I don't have what like the nominees are and stuff that, so sometimes I just skip having to say that. So best ongoing game, the nominees are Diablo 2 Resurrected, World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary Hardcore, Vampire Survivors including Operation Guns and Auto Castlevania DLC, Warcraft 3 Reforged 2.0 specifically, and Stardew Valley massive console update that has been on PC for a while now. And the winner is Vampire Survivors. And that was not even close, to be honest, but yeah, nice to see the 2 Resurrected on there, because, I had to restart the net actually, because when I removed everything, that apparently the save files that you have for Diablo 2 Resurrected is apparently offline. Those saves exist, so they don't exist online somehow for whatever reason. So so lost out on all those saves and stuff that, because I got a lot of progress on a lot of characters in that, of course, because I used my progress from my Diablo 2 Lord Destruction characters. Like when I got Diablo 2 Resurrected, I was able to play with those characters immediately, and I'd even gotten up to hell difficulty with I think 1 or 2 characters or whatever, right? But I played like someone or different characters and stuff like that. Yeah. Category 2, best role-playing game. The nominees are Granny Age Collection 1 and 2. 1 specifically, since I haven't even started 2, so I'm only gonna count for 1 in terms of that there. Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition, Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, Castlevania Dominus Collection, and Tomba. And the winner is Grandia HD Collection 1 and 2. So Grandia HD Collection, that's not surprising one bit, considering how really good it is and stuff that. Now I didn't do the grind plays. I know about that because I've watched speedruns on Grandia way back in the day and stuff that. I never had Grandia back in the day, and I always remember Simmons on Your Video Games talking about how insanely good Grandia is and stuff that, and it is very understandable considering not only is its combats like really good, but the fact that yes, you have like guest characters that are actually like super powerful and stuff that, and then you have the whole thing of like combining certain magics together and stuff that to do like really cool attacks, because there's usually a place earlier on in the game where you could technically grind an infinite amount of like weapon levels and stuff that. Although you can do a grind later on as well for the weapon levels and stuff that. So yeah. But yeah, and it's also very early voice acting in that. This is actually impressive. There were of course voice acting in like PlayStation games and stuff that, but when it came to role-playing games specifically, that was like a really big deal. Category 3, a best fighting game. And the nominees are, I'm adding that, it doesn't say it there, so the nominees are Tekken 8, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, which is technically classified as a beat 'em up and not a fighting game. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, which is really good by the way, and you have like the voice actor for Virgil and that, like, I need more quantum power. AAV, All Elite Wrestling, Fight Forever, and Mortal Kombat 1. And the winner, to absolutely no one's surprise, Tekken 8. And I got Tekken 8 late, of course, this year and stuff like that, but you know, Tekken 8 has been like, I also had played the demo of it and stuff like that, and Tekken 8 is just so damn good, man. It's so damn good. Also because Kazuya, you know, played with Kazuya first and stuff like that, you know, and you know, I've also played with Brian Fury, I played with Clive, and a few other characters as well, because I made some custom versions. So I made Clive kind of look like Claude, and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, I made one character also look like Tifa, and a character kind of look like Barrett and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, that's pretty funny. And next up is category 4, best action game. And the nominees are Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, 1 and 2 Remastered. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, Volume 1, which is specifically Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, Awesome Metal Gear, and Metal Gear 2 Snake's Revenge. Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 Remastered, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis Yaoyi, Go Galaxy, and Resident Evil 2 Yaoyi. The winner to no one's surprise is Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered. Keep in mind, of course, there is no defines on this, and there's no Blood Omen and also no Blood Omen 2. I've gotten, of course, Blood Omen both 1 and 2 on Yaoyi actually. So yeah. And next up, category 5, best sports game. Because sports game used to cover a much broader area rather than just do like best driving game. So best sports game. And the nominees are Test Drive Unlimited Solo Crown, AV All Elite Wrestling Fight Forever, and Gran Turismo 7. And the winner, of course, Gran Turismo 7. Because, you know, they keep adding more stuff to it and stuff that, you know, and it's still very fun to play. They keep adding more cars, even like certain brands that was in previous games, and now they are back, you know, so they are back. Category 6, best story-driven game. And the nominees are Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney Trilogy. And the winner is Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney Trilogy. To absolutely no one's surprise and stuff like that, because, you know, the initial game with Apollo Justice, of course, is very good. And then the second game, which is Dual Destinies, of course, introduces Athena Sykes and stuff like that, and she gets to have like therapy session with her clients and stuff like that. And then, of course, the third one is the Spirit of Justice, which, you know, I hadn't played any of the Apollo Justice games previously and stuff like that, except for the one that I had on the 3DS, which was Spirit of Justice and stuff that, and stuff that, so yeah. It is really, really good. So strongly recommend it. Category 3, Best Anticipated Game of 2025 and beyond. So 2025 is upcoming. So basically these are my own personal picks. So Metroid Prime 4, Beyond. Or the nominees are, sorry, Metroid Prime 4, Beyond. For the Switch 2. Suikoden, or is it Suikoden? I forget how it's best, but 1 and 2 remastered remake. They actually have other titles also, both 1 and 2 and stuff like that, but yeah. I never played them back in the day. And supposedly they are very, very hard, but they're gonna be through something else. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I remember seeing the trailer on that, and that just looks absolutely amazing, to be honest. And so that, yeah. And Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider Remastered 4, 5, and 6, which specifically are Tomb Raider The Last Revelations, which I have. Tomb Raider Chronicles, which was the very, very last one, and was actually one of the last or latest PlayStation games, meaning it was very, very graphically impressive, considering how late in the PlayStation's life cycle that was. And then we have Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness, which I have never played, which was on PS2, which was apparently even more like action focused and stuff that. And Angel of Darkness is the whole where it's famous that Lara Croft moans very, very loudly when she dies. I mean, she burns to death, kinda happens to that. Or there is like a fall that you do as a speedrunner, and it's like, and she screams so fucking loud, and then it's just like hilarious. But yeah, but Angel of Darkness, she had like a very, very cool design in Angel of Darkness. So I like the whole PS2 styling, like graphics. So like I'm super, super fucking excited for that. Last Revelations is, I mean, it's incredible, but it's also the fucking most confusing like Tomb Raider game ever. Like if you played it blind. I don't know if Melanie Mac has actually played Last Revelation, but it begins very good. You get to see a backstory and stuff that, like how she actually became proper Lara Croft and stuff that. But like some of the puzzles, some of the whole the areas are more maze than they have ever been before. And sometimes you're like, okay, I know I need to go and get this room, and now I need to backtrack to all of these places for like and stuff that. And then like if you try to use one thing out of order, nah, then fuck you, go back half an hour. Yeah, that's basically how it is in that game and stuff that like it's insanely fucking difficult. Tomb Raider Chronicles though, my absolute favorite of the original 5 Tomb Raider games, or 4 rather. No, 5. Yeah, 5, yeah. Because Tomb Raider 1, Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 3, Tomb Raider 4, which is Last Revelations, and Tomb Raider 5, which is Chronicles. So in Chronicles, it's kind of like a best of, she retells like stories of different things that she has done. And then the very, very first stage, where I think you could do them also in different orders, that you didn't need to start with them in a certain specific order that you could actually choose. And one of them is basically like Mission Impossible, like infiltrate and stuff that, which is really, really cool. And anyway, and the winner is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Absolutely, no more surprise. Now we are taking a quick break. A quick break. Getting water. Yes, getting water. Or slapping ass. No, don't slap ass. I want to slap Andy Lasso ass. Hell yeah. Slap Andy Lasso ass. Bibbidi boop boop. Bibbidi boop boop. Dog will have to get tongue out. Time for tongue. Butthole. Anyway, next category. Category 8. Best Entertainer YouTuber 2024. This is the big category, boys. Big category indeed. And the nominees are Killabot42, 448 Productions, Jupiter Climb, Andy Lasso, Dragon Blitz Daily, Wolf DNC, Oats and Goats, and The Policy. And the winner is Dragon Blitz Daily. Right. Without the doubt. What is det? Ja, det är det som är Yeah, we're not drunk, by the way, but we did have some intermission. Let's talk about the food we had. Yes, we had very good food, yes. We had some sushi, because, like, this year finally we got sushi in the shop place and stuff like that, which is Asian express food and stuff like that, and it's like sushi took a long time for us to get, and you could see like how they introduced it to more and more towns, and then eventually it came to Vaksho or Nybro or something like that, like very, very close here, and we still haven't gotten sushi here because they need to upgrade like the kitchen and stuff like that to like a separate one so that they can actually fill or follow the standard to be able to sell sushi. So yeah, so I had basically like I had a shrimp one and stuff like that, which I've had before and stuff like that. Like the first time we had the sushi there, we like the family box with a lot of different things. But yeah, but I had a shrimp and nigiri, which is the like LB or something like that, or bits of LB like shrimp and stuff like that, like 10 of those. And then I also had some with non-sushi things, which are basically like the fried shrimp that you can get. You can get that. You can get like 4 pieces of that. That's like part of like a snack thing, and you get some sriracha mayonnaise, like a large thing, and you can like dip them and stuff like that, and they are so fucking good. You take a bite, you dip, you take a bite, but it's really, really strong. It's really spicy, so you know. And that was pretty good. And then after that, of course, I had 2 14 cookies as well, and stuff like that. So yeah, like so much food, like 10 of those is like really big. But the one that I really like the most is there is a mix or the shake tuna mix that you can get, which is 5, which is basically the shake tuna mix is basically 5 of the salmon thing, and then 5 of the actual tuna and stuff like that, because it's impossible to only buy like 10 pieces of that specific tuna and stuff like that. It's impossible to find that one, which is sad, because the tuna one is my absolute favorite and stuff like that so far. But I've had so many different ones and stuff like that, like a tuna is really good, the salmon is really good, this shrimp thing is like super amazing and stuff like that, and it's just it's so fucking good, man. And stuff like that, like not only the fact that it's tasty and stuff like that, and then you feels a strong time, but it is dangerous when you eat it, because you can get really, really sick from eating raw fish stuff, and so you have to be careful when you eat it, and stuff like that. Like, don't fucking throw in the food, like be calm when you eat it, like take your time. Anyway, category 9, which is the second to last category. Well, technically it's one of the final categories, because this year, and this is something I had decided before as an extra bonus category, is that I will separate it so that you can win a retro game. So that if I for example play certain retro game that I played like a long time ago before, and I don't want it to have a chance to win over like say like modern games and stuff like that, then this is like really, really good. So So category 9, best retro game of the year 2024. The nominees are Resident Evil 3 Nemesis GOG, Half-Life 2, Half-Life OG Trilogy. I know they are expansions, so basically it's Half-Life OG, the original, Half-Life Opposing Force, which is the first expansion made by Gearbox, and Half-Life Blue Shift. And keep in mind that in Blue Shift they had an HD thing in it, or whatever. There was like a texture pack, and the texture pack you could also apply both to Opposing Force, I believe, and to OG Half-Life as well, which is the models. And some of it makes very, very sense, like how the MP5 is now changed into trying to look like an M4A1, like assault rifle, kinda, or maybe like an M16 or whatever, but yeah. And Resident Evil 2 GOG, and Tesla Effect Tex Murphy Adventure. And the winner is... And the winner of the retro game of the year 2024 is Tesla Effect Tex Murphy Adventure, which actually was kickstarted, and it's like it's really, really old. It's like back in 2014 when it came out and stuff like that. And you know, I actually got interested in this because of watching Jessica Cox play some of the game. And apparently Tex Murphy as a series like has existed for a really, really long time. And it's like a really, really cool like sci-fi-esque world. And it's like a detective, so to speak, or a private eye, so to speak. And it is really, really cool the way it's done and stuff like that. And this one is like more 4K-esque, if that makes sense, with some of the production quality and stuff like that. But yeah. And then finally, our final category, category 10, which is the game of the year, 2024. And the nominees, they are Castlevania Dommer's Collection, Tekken 8, Legacy of Kain Soul River 1 and 2 Remastered, Grandia Ace Collection 1 and 2, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. And this one was a bit tricky, not gonna lie. This one actually got pretty close because Domino's Collection is just so freaking amazing. Not only because there's Dawn of Sorrow, there's Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, and of course there's also the Order of Ecclesia. And I'd only played previous to Dawn of Sorrow. The funny thing is when it comes to the portable Castlevania games, if you don't count like the Dracula X Chronicles on like the PSP and stuff like that, my first of the portable games was actually Dawn of Sorrow, and because liking Dawn of Sorrow, I got the double box pack that had both like the Aria Sorrow on it and Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance and stuff like that as like a Game Boy Advance pack, and you could use that on the DS and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, so that was pretty big deal, you know. And the Domino's Collection, of course, is just amazing. Then of course we have the Grand AC Collection, which, you know, I won't play the first game in that, but it's just very good, and I did complete like the Super Dungeon in that. The Super Dungeon, by the way, once you get to certain floors, you can kind of get like a checkpoint and stuff like that. But the hard thing is that if you're doing it blind, like, it is just very, very difficult, and there are certain encounters in it that can basically use to like one-shot your entire party and stuff like that, so you have to go there later on. Like, I recommend that you do it when you have Late as a character, because he's like very, very powerful and stuff like that, but yeah. But it is pretty brutal because of the limited amount of healing you're gonna have. And the final boss of it is the Kraken and stuff like that, you know, and stuff like that, but yeah, so yeah. So it's a lot about like the whole endurance thing, like, oh, you don't want to use up too much of healing like right away and stuff like that, so yeah, you know. But anyway, and the winner of the Game of the Year 2024 is Tekken 8. Of course it's Tekken 8, because Tekken 8 has been amazing, and yes, I did get it when it was on sale and stuff like that, and it's just so very, very good and stuff like that, especially if you get pretty good at it and stuff like that, so yeah. And the story is very good as well, but yeah. but it's just so great because you can use like music from previous Tekken games and stuff that, which is really cool as well. There's like a lot of really cool like stages as well, and fucking Clive Rosfield is like super fun to play. But Clive is also like pretty complicated. There's a lot of like complicated stuff too, Clive and stuff that. So he's not necessarily the best or whatever, right? Like he has a lot of tools to him and stuff that. And there are some things that I will say is kind of broken. There are some things that you can make Clive hella safe if you really want to, but then like it's just like or maybe it's just that the opponent is like really good and stuff that when you face off the AI and stuff that, so yeah, you know. But yeah, Brian Fury is still pretty fun, although this is very far away from how fucking good Tekken 3 Brian Fury was. I fucking loved Brian Fury in Tekken 3 because in Tekken 3 his throw, the whole when he like grabs you and he laughs and smashes you, like that was really good if I remember correctly. And he had like a few like really good moves in that and stuff that, and you could like play incredibly aggressive. My best character was of course Lee Wulong, so that like the cop guy and stuff that, because he had a sweep that he could do that was like really good and stuff that, so yeah. And also I do remember Dr. Boskonovich once you unlocked him. The thing was that certain character, the moves, the command list was not complete. Like there were certain moves that would kill a cat, kept like hidden, and that you had to get like certain guidebooks to try and find and stuff like that, so yeah. Because a lot of people who play Dr. B will just be like, okay, why is this about damaging myself? Like, why can't I do any damage to the opponent? But Dr. B has some like ridiculous setups where you can like do like a shit ton of damage. Like there is a way to, instead of like damaging yourself, you damage the opponent and you almost like one-shot them with a certain very specific move and stuff like that. And then the fact that you can just fucking lay on the ground, there is like a way to make sure that you don't get hit, but the opponent always gets hit and stuff like that. So yeah, there's like some really tricky ways. Like you can even like be better than like Eddie Gordo with if you get good with Dr. B. Boskonovich and stuff like that. But yeah. Eddie Gordo, fun fact, even in the very original Tekken 3, he was like a part of a gang or whatever, you know, which is interesting. King is interesting. I haven't used that much King yet. Tekken 3 was when I was best with King, because I actually learned part of his chain throw and stuff that. Because if you actually do certain of the links in the chain throw in Tekken 3, then you could easily do like a shit ton of damage. You can reliant on that a bit, but it seems that King has gotten better in general, which is of course good and stuff that, because generally they are not trash tier character technically. I mean, but there are just certain characters that often in Tekken games need to like fight way more harder than others. But let's speak about some Tekken, shall we, now that I've done the list completely and stuff like that, yeah. So Tekken 8 or Tekken 1, where I all started back on the PlayStation. My first Tekken that I owned was Tekken 3, but I knew friends that had a Tekken 1. Now Tekken 1 I wouldn't say it was a particularly good game. Tekken 1 was just, well, like way too primitive and stuff that. You might say, oh, but older Virtua Fighter was also primitive, or like stuff like Battle Arena Toshinden was also very primitive and stuff that, but yeah. And you could definitely see the potential there in Tekken 1 and stuff that. Especially with certain characters, but I used like a lot of characters just looked like really ugly and stuff that. And I don't remember how many unlockable characters there were in Tekken 1. Now I would say where Tekken actually really technically truly started as an actual proper fighting game in my opinion, because 1 I would say was mostly kind of like trash. The first game, because it was like super hella jank, and it like ran at very weird speed and stuff that. I have to realize that if you, like me, grew up in the PAL area, then your games were gonna run slow. Remember, right, that there were people that said the PlayStation Classic sucks when it came out, and that was because the ROMs on that was PAL region ROMs. Think about that, right? The Americans were like, oh, Tekken 3 is such a good game, And then the Tekken 3 that we all played here, and was OMG, this is the most amazing game ever, was the PAL version of Tekken 3. And keep in mind that all the PAL version games are gonna run way slower than the NTCS counterparts, because 60 Hz versus 50 Hz, you know, so yeah, you know. And in certain games, of course, it was way worse, like Final Fantasy X on the PS2 ran like something like 25% slower, and then had like black bars on the side because it didn't have like a proper, like, it only had like a letterbox mode and stuff like that, and then even though it had letterbox mode, it didn't even cover the full screen, and it just, oh man. Now Tekken 2, I would say, is where it really started, because in Tekken 2, that's also when there started to be a lot of unlocks. And I think that the unlocks in that actually worked depending on what character cleared what. Or basically you go through arcade mode or whatever, or story mode or whatever you want to call it. And then depending on which character you clear with, that character unlocks a certain other character and stuff like that. Yeah. Because I don't think there were that many unlocks really in Tekken 1 and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, that was really big. And of course, once Tekken 3 came out, that used a revolutionized thing. And a lot of it, of course, was because of Jin Kazama and stuff like that, you know. Like, Jin was just a very big deal and stuff, that's character, you know, and stuff like that, but yeah. And then you just got certain stables in that, you know, like Xiao, and stuff like that, you know, which wasn't in it before, and Warang was kind of meant to be like, you know, like a friend of Yin and stuff like that, but yeah. Then of course was the jump to the PS2 and stuff that I never played Tekken Tag Tournament, which is something I regret to this day and stuff that, like, I wish there was a way to actually play Tekken Tag Tournament and stuff that, because, you know, but I did play, of course, Tekken 4, and Tekken 4, of course, changed Jin completely. He just abandoned the Mishima style karate, and he instead went and for more traditional karate, and you stand down in Tekken 4, Jin is just the best character. And he had like the fucking wicked design in that as well, so, you know, that was really good. And then of course, a lot of people say that, yeah, Tekken 4 was, you know, it was rough. But there were some cool stages to it, and I definitely actually would say that I actually liked how some of the stages was in that, and, you know, and I would say the final boss in that wasn't hard or anything, just like, you know, it wasn't Tekken 3. Then Tekken 5 also had like a massive thing and stuff that, like, going from Tekken 4 to Tekken 5, like, was just like absolutely huge. And Tekken 5, I believe, was actually a PS3 game still as well and stuff that, and yeah, I do remember that's the one that I had an art book for, I believe, and also like the kid stick for, that you got specifically with it as well, like a special version that had like the, I don't know, of course that the card stick was like really low end, you know, and stuff that, so yeah. And then of course, so yeah, you know, that's been really good. I don't wanna talk too much, because it's not only that voice has been bad, but I was sick for such a long time. Like, I got sick on the 10th, and that was normally when I had planned to record back when we still had the old list and stuff that, so yeah. So I planned to record like 10, 11 and 12 and stuff that, because there were so many categories, 24 categories initially and stuff that, so yeah. But I'm happy that we got this done and stuff that, so, you know, this is just a way better, it seems that this is way more responsive and stuff that, like recording it this way and stuff that, so yeah, you know. So yeah, so this like called like stream cam and stuff that, this seems to be just running so much better and stuff that, which has been really good stuff that, but yeah. Also, I've written down stuff for my birthday coming up on the 4th of February, which is going to be on a Tuesday. So February 4th 2025 is when the birthday is going to be. And there have been some things that I've written up, like there is a share that I've written up, and this share is very special. The share is a Logitech, and it's not a Logitech, but it's a Noble shares, but it's specifically the one that is like with real leather on it, so real leather, and then it's cognac. This one is of course fake leather, but this one is a better fake leather hybrid, which is more akin to an actual racing seat and stuff like that in an actual car and stuff like that. So this one has been way tougher and stuff like that. But yeah, but the leather one is just gonna be such a big like upgrade and stuff like that. It's not even gonna be funny. The fact that it's gonna be actual real leather. The worst thing, it was sold out for the longest time, and last time I checked there was only one in stock left. Because the worst thing is if it ends now, and if it, for example, runs out, then I don't know how long we're gonna have to wait until next time and with getting it, because it is, I would say that it's around 2,000 kronor more expensive than this and stuff that, which I guess you would equal to like around like $200 more expensive than this share and stuff that I currently have and stuff that. But this is of course the King series and stuff that, which, you know, was a big deal back when I got it and stuff that, you know, like it's been like very helpful and stuff that, yeah. But I'd also written down like one of the gamer fuels, specifically the Duke Nukem one, like the Ego Boost, and that gives you 40 doses basically and stuff that you can take. And then I need to get a shaker with that, and it's bought from the same gaming site that sells the share. I can get the gamer fuel from there as well, but I can also get the shaker thing and stuff that. And I know that you don't specifically need to get the gamer fuel shakers, but now sadly, of course, they only had like the one size there, which is the 473 milliliters. But I don't know, for example, if I get another shaker from another brand, like a bigger shaker and stuff that, do the, for example, or if you would get the official like gamer fuel ones, do the dose that you do that take into account, for example, the water bottle that you actually get, so that, for example, if you get like a, say like a 800 milliliter bottle or whatever, right, or 750 or whatever, like how much will you have less water in such a bottle, or will you have more? Because like if this exists like a 473 milliliters, do you then just put water in the entire bottle then and stuff like that, or are the doses different? Because how can there always be like 40 doses and stuff like that? But is those 40 doses only true if you drink from like a larger bottle? So that if you only drink from a 473 milliliter bottle, then will it actually be 80 doses and stuff like that? Or how would that work basically? Like how will it work? How will the dosing be if you like if you're actually having like a much larger one, like if you have almost like a liter one and stuff like that? So yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. And then of course I've wrote down the Tomb Raider Remaster Collection, which by the way doesn't come out until the 14th of February, so it's after my birthday and stuff like that, so I don't need to worry about that. However, on the 7th of January next year, a certain January sale ends, so I need to get the DR, which is the Dead Rising, like the deluxe remaster thing, and then I need to get the digital deluxe version of that while it's price reduced by like 20% or whatever it is, the price reduction is. So I need to make sure that I get that before the 7th and stuff like that. And the 7th is of course going to be next week on Tuesday. Well, technically the next week hasn't started yet, because the next week starts with the 30th and then ends on the 5th of January, and then the week after that, that's when the 7th is on a Tuesday. So yeah, so I will be getting that Dead Rising fun. So that both that Dead Rising game and the Tomb Raider game will count as my birthday games for when I become 40. You know, but excited. Not gonna lie. Speaking of Diablo 2 Resurrected, so you know, having to begin from the beginning in that and not having any characters left feels pretty bad. So on the Necromancer, I'm actually not doing any minion run at all. So I I did have many at first, of course, but that was just via the one that I had. But I'm basically doing like a bone build, so 20 points into teeth immediately at first, and then once you put the 20 points into teeth, then you put points into corpse explosion, and then another point into bone spear, and then you start stacking bone spear, and then eventually, you know, I would go down. I would get 20 points into bone spear, and then I will eventually also get 20 points into a bone spirit. But we also need to invest one into the bone armor, 1 point. And then both bone wall and bone prison will strengthen the damage and stuff like that. Yeah. So teeth works for a while, but then bone spears become superior and stuff like that. There's a lot of damage you get. Also on my paladin, I'm doing the smite run because smite is really good. Smite with the shield, and it auto hits. It cannot miss. But you know, of course, need some. I would probably need to invest in some energy and stuff like that eventually to increase the mana and stuff like that. Because yeah, otherwise you just need potions and stuff like that to restore the MP and stuff like that. But yeah. But it's actually very good with the whole smite build and stuff like that. But it is going to be dependent on the shield also as well to like do proper damage with it. But yeah, but you put the first point you actually put into the might aura, so you do that setup. This is another specific setup for it. Let me see here. Smiter build D2R. I think this is it here actually. On how you build it here, so do they have the leveling version here? Yeah, here we go. So yeah, so basically 1 point into might, and then 20 points into smite, and then you put 1 point into holy bolt, 1 point into blessed hammer, 1 point into charge, 1 point into blessed aim, and then 1 point into consecration, and then all points to holy shield until level 29, and hot machine with divine power, because that increases the smite damage and also makes blocking stronger. And then after that, depending on until level 29 of course, and at level 30 you put 1 point into fanaticism, and then after that you put points into holy shield until it's fully maxed, and then all points to fanaticism until maxed as well. So fanaticism, when active, increases damage, attack speed, and attack rating for you and your party. So that I'm guessing is affecting the smite as well. And holy shield of course needed to just make your smiting even stronger and stuff like that. So there's a very, very specific setup used, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, you know. So once we have the smite, we just need to get like the holy bolt, blessed hammer, charge, blessed aim, consecration, just in that order. And of course we will be level I think you will be 21, I think, when you get smite, because of the 1 point into might already. So 21 you will have all the points into smite, 22 2 for holy bolt, 23 for blessed hammer, 24 for charge, 25 for blessed aim, 26 for concentration, so 27, 28, 29. So 3 points into holy shield for that, and then of course 1 point for that is 30, and of course just max out holy shield. And keep in mind all of them can have 20 points into it at most. So yeah. And then I believe after you do that, you're basically going to have points left that you can spend into things and stuff like that. So yeah. Which is interesting, of course. So Chains of Honor is best, apparently, which is Dol Bear East. So that's Replenish Life, plus 7, and that's from the Dol rune. All resistance plus 15 from the rune. Damage reduced by 8% from the Bear rune. 35% better chance of getting magic items. And rune bonuses, all resist plus 50%. 70% enhanced defense, 200% damage to demons, 100% damage to undead, 8% life stolen per hit, 2 plus task skills and 20 plus strength. And Glamorous Face for the... Okay. Weapon Grief or Last Wish. Face Blade preferred due to its indestructibility. Weapon swap, Call to Arms and Spirit. Shield, Ethereal Exile. Herald of or Ethereal Exile, Water Shield, or Herald of Sacrum. Herald of Sacrum is require level 42, quality level 50. 2 plus to Paladin skills, 2 plus to defensive skills. And its smite damage is 20 to 28. Okay, sorry. Ravenfrost for the first ring. And I need another Ravenfrost, Dwarf Star, or Whisper Ector. Maras. Of course, no brainer. Okay, Pride, Breath of the Dying, the Reaper's Toll. So you want you want one with offensive Holy Freeze or offensive Might from Act 2 Nightmare. Body Ethereal Fortitude. Helmadarius Vista Shock there with the Roll rune. That's what you need for the thing, but yeah. So I'm pretty excited, to be honest. Does it say what Gillamis drops? Item level 41 is level of wild 34. Anyway, hope you all have enjoyed this. And I won't see you all until next year, so bye for now. Hope you enjoyed this Game of the Show Award for the 28th of December 2024, last video of the year. Hope you all have enjoyed listening to that. And I was game bad. And I'll see you all next time.